After all these weeks of camp, Jim, and getting ready in the summertime, how close do you think you guys are to being what you want to be in the offensive line?
Good question. I think we're right where we need to be today, and next week we'll be right where we need to be next week. Coach Borbley always says we need to be as good as we possibly can be right now, and then when week 8 comes, we need to be as good as we possibly can be during week 8. So I think we've been working hard, the O-line especially, and we're right where we need to be.
Who's making strides along the line that you've seen? Which guys?
A lot of guys are. It's, and you pick a different day. It's Carter Warren, Bryce Hargrove looks good. Cradle looks good. Gabe's been doing great out there ever since, being back from his 2 surgeries. Mac and Salvas has stepped in, done well. Blake Zabovic. There's been a handful of guys that have been helping out.
Jimmy, as a team, more than just physically how you guys are feeling, like mentally, like being a week from the season here, what's kind of just the vibe? How are you guys prepared? How are you guys ready for the season to get going?
We're definitely ready. It's been a crazy camp, something we're not used to, but being out there today during the rehearsal scrimmage, it felt like it was time for football, which, it was a great feeling out there. Everybody was in a great mood, and probably the best rehearsal scrimmage we've had since I've been here. Everything just went smooth, and it was clean, and, guys are ready for football now. So it's exciting.
When you say rehearsal scrimmage, what exactly do you guys kind of go through that? How long does that last and all that kind of stuff?
I think today was only an hour and a half. It's really, it's our starters versus the scout team, Austin Peay scout team. And we just go through all of our pregame, situation stuff, like what we do during warm-ups, how we come out of the tunnel, who goes out first out of the locker room. And we just go through the whole pregame routine, and then we run through some plays and then call it a day.
Jimmy, I've heard several college players and a lot of teams call this training camp crazy, and you mentioned it being crazy. What's been crazy about it, and what's been different about it this year compared to other years?
Coronavirus.
I know.
I'm kidding. I'm sorry, Jay. No, it's weird. Every morning we got to wake up, take a, do a survey, get our temperature taken. Now we get tested 3 times a week. I got to wear a mask. I just took mine off just because I'm in, the room by myself here. But it's been weird having to deal with being in a pandemic and trying to play football too. But thankfully, the athletic department and everybody involved in the football program has done a terrific job making sure that, we accomplish having a season.
Is there a chance maybe it could take away from some guys' focus?
I think in the beginning, maybe, yes. Because, we have to deal with a whole different situation we're not used to. We have a lot of older guys on this team, and we're used to camp being a certain way. So once, things start changing and, we're meeting in the indoor, socially distanced and everything, we have to wear our masks every time we walk in the facility. It's something we're not used to, but our team's done a great job adapting.
Jimmy, we talked a lot this camp about just improving the running game this year. So, we talked about the line. How are the running backs, doing so far?
Running backs are doing great. We got everyone back, plus more. We got Izzy in there too. He's done a fantastic job as a freshman. We have a lot of, depth in that room, and I expect to see a lot of them on the field too. And they've done a great job, and, we put that on our back being the O-line, that it's our responsibility. So I think we're going to have a lot better year running the ball.
Jimmy, you get this blanket waiver for the season from the NCAA. That means that everybody who thought it was their senior year, including yourself, I guess, now has to think about whether it's actually going to be their senior year or not. Have you put any thought into that? And what do you get the sense that other guys in your position are thinking right now?
I haven't put much thought into it. I saw, when it was released online, and I'm in a committee with the NCAA Oversight Football Committee, and I knew that rule was coming out. And it was nice. I was happy to see the NCAA approved it for sure. I think it made a lot of people around the country more comfortable with playing. But I'm not going to evaluate what I'm going to be doing until the end of the season probably. So I'm just focused on playing Austin Peay right now. And right now it's my redshirt senior year. So whether I have another one or not, that decision will come at the end of the season.
Jimmy, you guys had a lot of battles in scrimmage with the defense, and Coach Narduzzi was telling us about he was impressed about some of the things you guys show. Can you talk about just what your group as an offensive line went through and just battling the defensive front and things that you say you guys were kind of learning from each other?
We're definitely running off the ball a lot more. That's been an emphasis when we were watching pro tape this offseason, and when we were watching our game film from last year. In the run game, we didn't really run off the ball. And you go and watch these NFL teams, especially the Titans. We liked watching them this offseason, and they just run off the ball. And that's one thing we're trying to do more of. And you guys know just as well as anybody else that we have a fantastic D line. So it's great competition every day. And there's been some battles up front. And as I said earlier too, our running back room is very experienced. So they've been helping us out too, hitting the holes.
Do we have any final questions for Jimmy before we get to our other three captains today?
Hey, Jim, did I hear you right? You said you're doing run off the ball?
We're running off. It's just like a phrase O-linemen say, like, you got to run off the ball.
You just like run.
Instead of being passive and just like waiting to see what the defense does, we have to be the aggressors.
I got you. Okay.
Yeah. It's just a phrase.
Jimmy, I know they're known for being aggressive. Just wonder what your thoughts were on watching Austin Peay last Saturday.
Good. They look like they're talented for they showed random good spurts. They have I didn't mean to say random, but they have a different defensive front we're not used to seeing every week. We'll see some odd tight, some cage. So just some different things that we have to prepare for that we're not used to from our defense. But it's nice that we've had some time to prepare for them. But they look gap sound. They look like smart football players.